Come.
I was supposed to do the food tier list, for 7 Days to Die. I may or may not have gotten work today, and so I didn't have time to set that up. So, to replace the food tier list, we will be doing the Valorant gun tier list. We're gonna get into this now. Next week will be the food tier list for 7 Days to Die. For the people watching this on video, that will be next week as well for you guys from today, which should be a Friday for you guys. So, a week from today. So, to start, Classic gets a B tier. No, we'll put an A tier. A tier. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because I fucking hate the Ghost. That's it. I know, instantly. You're like, this guy's bronze. No. No. I'm ass. Okay? Not good at the game, I'm ass. So shut the fuck up. But I just hate the Ghost. So Classic's A tier. It's a free gun that couples as a shotgun. Like, the amount of nerfs this gun has gone through, and yet it's still used over any of the other secondaries sometimes is crazy. So, yes. Or A, I mean. A tier. Off-rip A tier. Like, it's so good. It's not as good as it once was. You used to be able to just hold right-click, and you're basically a full-on machine. Not hold, but just spam tap it, and you'd kill everybody, but still good. Still really good. Shorty. B tier. Also, by the way, if you want to actually have access to this tier list yourself, I did not make it. There you go. So if you want to use it yourself, go ahead. I just wanted to make that clear. We're not going to be doing the knife or the abilities, just the guns. Shorty's B tier. Why? I mean, it's 300 bucks. It probably would have been higher if it was still the 150, but it's 300 bucks. So a lot of people can't use it in their kits. But it's insanely good. It's honestly probably, sadly, the best shotgun of the three. Like, low-key, like, it is so good. You're almost guaranteed a kill with it. And so, on ecos, or if you know they're going to push you by themselves, it's a really good gun. For $300, the Shorty kicks ass. So, put it in B tier. I don't think it's equal to the Classic, but like, cause you know, if they don't go your sight and you're on defense, you're kind of screwed. And if they don't push you on offense, then you're kind of screwed. So, it is situational, but it's still a really good situational gun for the price. Frenzy. That's the Ghost. Put that back now. No. Thank you. Frenzy. I'm gonna put the Frenzy in D tier. Everyone's gonna be angry at that. Listen, the Frenzy just ain't that good. They've nerfed it 1,000 times. It's now 450, which means that you can't buy most of your util with it. And it just isn't good. It's a full auto Classic, and I mean, I personally would just rather have the Classic at that point. Because the Classic right click in many ways is better than the just holding the left click with a Frenzy. It's not a bad gun, but it's like, for everything that's of value, that's like of close value to it, there's better options. And that better option being the Ghost, which I'm gonna put in A tier. I'll put the Ghost in, I'm gonna put the Ghost in A tier. Hey, Blue Rim. Yeah. I would be fine with C. I just don't like the Frenzy. I just really don't like the Frenzy. I'll put the Ghost in A tier. I don't like the Ghost, but I know it's good. The main reason why is because the Ghost is only 50 bucks more, and it's just so much better than the Frenzy. It's so much better. One-tap headshots, no bullet traces through smokes, significantly more range, still has a fast rate of fire, so, like, rate of fire isn't that bad. Yeah. For a save, I mean, I don't buy Ghost on save, though. If I'm really saving, I'll just buy the next gun, which is a Sheriff, which is going in S tier. Because it's like, I don't want to buy a gun with the thought process I have to hit them twice. I'd rather buy a gun that I know I can one-shot with. But that's just my opinion, or how I play. But the Sheriff is so good. Like, there's a reason why, like, 90% of high-ranked players use the Sheriff in Deathmatch, like, and only the Sheriff, and will still win. It's just so good. I suck ass with it. I want to make that clear. I'm trying my best not to rate these guns based off how good I am with it. Okay? I suck ass with the Sheriff. I am horrid with this gun. But it's amazing. Back in my day, back when the game first came out, and this was a one-shot headshot from any distance, oh my fucking god, I was angry. So, thank god, honestly, I'm happy they nerfed it to 145 headshot, but even then, it's still busted. It's still really, really good. I suck ass with it, but it's still an insanely good gun for only $300 more than the Ghost. So, if you can afford it on your ecos, I would always buy a Sheriff. If you're like that broke to where you can only buy the Ghost, then that's fine. Like, I would buy a Ghost, but if you can afford this, most people will get it. Next is the Bucky, and I do enjoy using shotguns. I'm very hit or miss with this gun. I played, you know, back when, most people played, I would argue, back when the right click was a one-shot from, like, any distance, almost. I'll put it in C, because I don't disagree with you, Blue Rim, but what I will say is this. It is so inconsistent. I don't know if it's the shotgun spread. But it's just, it feels like 1 minute I'm aiming 2 feet, like I'm aiming directly at them 2 feet from them, and it doesn't kill. And the next minute, they're like 10 meters further away, and I one-shot them and do like 150. So I don't know. It just feels weird. The next one's gonna be pretty controversial. Which is the Judge. I think this thing is dog shit. Now, I fucking hate the Judge. I still buy it because, like, you know, I'm bad. I fucking despise this gun. Not even like to face it. The nerfs to it were so bad. Well, yeah, to ruin mental, it's great, because it's annoying to die to. But, like, the nerfs to this fucking gun, I despise this thing. 5 bullets. If you're moving while shooting, it's basically using pepper spray. You're just making the enemy angry at you. Like, there's no... That's it. That's all you're doing. So you have to just anchor in a corner with a semi-auto shotgun and pray they push you. Whereas I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna buy a shortier Bucky and guarantee the 1 kill by jumping in front of them. Whereas this, if I jump in front of them, I'm lucky if they die. So, fuck the Judge. I hate it. I hate it. I still use it because I'm bad, but I fucking hate it. I want to make that clear. Stinger. Ooh, no, don't open my Twitter. Stinger is A tier. I don't know if they've been silently buffing this gun. I don't know what Riot's been doing. But, like, in the past year, I don't know if it's just, like, me, but the Stinger feels like it's gotten, like, 12 buffs, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I know it hasn't gotten that many buffs, but it feels like it's insane. I see my teammates using it, and they get triple dinks with it from across the map, and I'm like, alright, I guess this is the new fucking Phantom now. I don't know what's happening. It's really, really good. And I would argue, in some cases, it's better than the Spectre, which is going in B tier. I like the Spectre. I think the Spectre is better if you're facing multiple enemies at the same time. But outside of fighting multiple enemies at the same time, it's kind of mid. The Stinger is just, you know, you'll get the kill so fast. The Spectre is a slower time to kill gun. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, the Stinger has crazy running gun. The Spectre does too. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, like, yell at the Spectre for saying it's bad with running gun. It's also an insane running gun weapon, especially, like, if you're fighting multiple people. you can run and keep shooting with it. Yeah, especially in Brimstone, Stinger is insane. Brimstimmy helps a lot. But the Spectre just feels slightly worse now. I don't know what it is. I don't think they need to change them wise. They just feels different for some reason right now. Maybe it's just because of the playstyle with like neons and shit running around, but it's just not as good. Marshall. I should be saying the prices, but I mean, I feel like if you're watching this tier list, you know the prices. $9.50 if you want to know. Marshall is going to be... We're going to put it in B tier for only one reason. And that's because of the other weapons coming up. I like the Marshall. I love the Marshall. I think in many respects, the Marshall is insanely good. And you should use it, especially if you're a movement-based character. If you're Jet, Chamber, even like a Reyna even. I think the Marshall is a really good eco gun. It's basically a scoped Marshall, or a scoped Sheriff. The fuck? It's a scoped Sheriff, essentially, but faster shooting. Or, well, more accurately shooting, I should say. And it's also quick reload, because it's one at a time. So you can literally just keep reloading one bullet in, and constantly having a bullet ready for fighting. The no-scope accuracy is also really good, for some reason. I don't know why they gave a sniper that kind of hipfire accuracy, but didn't make the game. It's really good, though. It's a pretty good eco gun, especially with movement characters. But I'm not going to put it higher than A, because there's a gun that will go higher than it. Next is the Ares. The Ares, I actually think is B tier with the rest. And the main reason why I think the Ares is B tier with the rest is because of just its wallbang potential. Let's be honest for a minute. Especially on certain maps, like Ascent. This thing is basically an Odin on Ascent. Like, let's keep it real. It's a larger mag, yeah, it's a larger mag than a Spectre, but it also has huge wallbang potential. On certain maps, this thing is... It can be an AR sometimes, if you're the right agent. Or on the right map. Pretty fucking good. Haven, Ascent, Bind on certain parts of the map. Pretty much every part of the map has its wallbang spots. So every map, it can be useful in some way. So I gotta put it B. It's pretty solid. Bulldog. So this is where we're starting to get into, like, the controversial takes. I never buy the Bulldog. I'm gonna put the Bulldog in D. Because I never buy it. And there's a reason why that's coming up very soon. Yeah, I agree. It's like, it's a gun that, like, you think is good if you have exactly 2050, like 2050 to buy. You think it's good, and then you get an extra, like, $200 or 350 bucks, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to play with you anymore. It's like that Toy Story meme where he just throws away the toys. Like, it's just, you don't want him. It's just, if you have the slightly more money, you're never gonna want this gun. It just feels bad. Like, it's good if you're, like, on a force, and that's all you can buy, but outside of that, it's terrible. Yeah, which then leads to the Guardian, which I'm gonna be putting in B tier as well, for a good reason. I like the Guardian. I use it. I think it's a good gun. On a force, it can be useful. But I don't love it. I don't love it. It feels weird sometimes. It sometimes feels like, you know, you just get three back-to-back headshots and you are the best player in the game. And then the next minute, you just feel like you're whiffing everything. So I am very skeptical on this. And I know you're saying, like, the price to performance is really good. There's a reason why I put it in B. Outlaw is A tier. Outlaw is A tier. We are an Outlaw appreciation channel. The Outlaw is fucking wild. The Outlaw, couple this with almost any other agent. Viper, KJ, the newest one, Vise. Pretty much any agent that has an ability that deals like 10 damage or more. Use the Outlaw. I've had shorts. I think I have multiple shorts, and I'm probably going to get more soon when I play Valorant again. Where you play KJ on Ascent, hold B on stairs, your turret shoots them for 10, you shoot them once and they're dead. You basically get to op on KJ. And let's say your turret dies instantly before it shoots and you hit him 140. Okay. You have now contributed more to a round than a Yoru main. So off rip, you're just better. You're just contributing more. So it's basically buy and contribute. Yeah, I've seen that. And yeah, you can literally, if you buy a Judge or Bucky or something, and you go Outlaw and and you're across the map, you can shoot people from across the map and kill them with a shotgun. Because the Outlaw does 140 and they're 10 health, which is also kind of dumb in my opinion. It's the reason why I think shotguns are really weird right now. And I wish they would change them a little bit, because I just find, they're just weird. Like, they're just weird guns. But that's for a different conversation. Outlaw A tier, incredible. Next up, we have, I'm going to skip the Phantom and Vandal. The Odin. I have to put the Odin above the Ares. I have to. The Ares is crazy. Or the Odin is crazy. It ruins mental so much, it fucks with the enemy team, but more importantly, the rate of fire and the damage output is insane. It's insane. And just like the sound coverage that it gives because of how loud it is insane. It's just so good. I know, like, people may not think about this, but if you buy an Odin and your team's flanking, just hold left click. They're not going to hear the footsteps. You know they're not going to hear the footsteps. So, like, you're basically shooting through, like, brick walls like it's paper mache. You need it. It's such a good gun. Is it cringe? Yes. But we are not a cringe-adverse channel. We are all for the cringe if it helps us win Elo, you know? So, go for it. The op... S. We're gonna put it in S. Okay. I don't want to, but I feel like I kind of have to. I want to put it equal to the op, or the outlaw, but I know that, like, it's so good. The aura of having an op, like, just buying an op and shooting it once fucks up the enemy team for the rest of the game. For the rest of the game. They are going to be constantly looking at your, like, money and being like, do they have enough for an op? Do they have enough for the op? Do they have the up for the op? Yeah, they have op, rotate. Like, it is phenomenal the amount of aura this shit gives to the enemy team. Or your team if you use it. It's just, they know you have op, they're like, fuck this shit. I'm leaving. Like, there's no... It's the op. The op has unlimited aura. Yeah, then came ISO. But, like, ISO, that's fine. ISO has been shit for the past, like, ever since his release. So you know what? Him being good now is kind of like, okay. It's acceptable. But even with ISO, like, it's still so good. It's still so good. It's just, it literally will change how an enemy team plays entirely. So it has to be S tier. It has to be. Next up is the Phantom and Vandal. Now, I am iffy on this. Because I am of the mind that I should rank these differently. Only because I feel like it's an important opinion to give. But I don't know if I want to give the Phantom or Vandal S. I feel like I need to give my take on it. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, God. Oh, God. My computer's exploded. Okay, we're good. Kidding. Anyways. Phantom is S, Vandal is A. Why? So, for me personally, I am a controller player. And Sentinel, but mainly controller. Shooting through smokes. Why is Judge F? Because fuck the Judge. The Phantom, you have to watch the video shocks if you want to know why the Judge is F. But I hate the Phantom. Or I love the Phantom over the Vandal. Yeah, I buy the Vandal sometimes, like when I have, you know, Xenofang equipped because I'm feeling spicy, you know. But it's just, the Phantom on a controller player is like a necessity almost. If you're buying a Vandal and you're like on Omen, that's so weird to me. Because 80% of your shots are going to be through smokes. Like if you're playing an entry, like a fast-paced controller like Omen or Clove, especially, you're gonna be moving a lot and you're gonna be taking fights a lot. You should be playing with the Phantom so you can spray through smokes if you know someone's there. Plus the accuracy control is obviously much better on the Phantom. The Vandal gives you powers if you're on specific agents like Reyna and Phoenix specifically. If you're on like Reyna and Phoenix, for some reason for me when I use Reyna and Phoenix, I go Vandal almost all the time because it feels different. But outside of that, if I'm playing almost any other role, Phantom, because the Phantom requires you to spray through smokes, and yeah, that's fair. Phantom on defense, Vandal on offense. That's fair to a certain extent, because if you're on defense, you're gonna be spraying through smokes a lot more, in my opinion, than if you're on offense, right? If you're on defense and, you know, you smoke off main, you're going to spray through it more than if you're on attack. So, I think the Phantom is better still. 140 dinks can make me jump off a bridge. But I do think the Phantom is still arguably the better AR. But yeah, Knife S. When you get a kill, when you get a knife kill in comp on Valorant, people just turn off their PCs and they just give up. They just stop playing. It's just so good. Also, I'm not gonna rank it anywhere else. You looking forward to Bandits? Yes, I am looking forward to Bandits in 7 Days to Die. I am very excited for that. That won't be for another like year though, sadly, but it's okay. Knife is F tier? No. They're adding human enemies to 7 Days to Die. But yeah, this is the Valorant gun tier list.